So if anyone actually remembers that I started this build a little while ago, in the last episode I painted the exterior. That has been curing for a couple of months at this stage, so I figured after finalizing a couple of the projects that I needed to get done, it was time to do some more work on this one. This time around I'm going to be focusing on the interior, and that interior has pretty much nothing to do with the kit whatsoever. This is a full aftermarket set from USCP, which is available in my webshop and of course also on USCP's own webshop. There will be links in the description down below if you're interested. So all of these parts that you see in this episode are made out of resin. They were cast and they needed a little bit of cleanup here and there. Overall, nothing too bad. A little bit of sanding, a little bit of cutting, and a little bit of grinding couldn't fix. The cleanup on the parts has been completed, so I could move on to giving all of them a little bit of a scuff with some 600 grit sanding sponges, just to get the primer to stick to it a little bit better, and the same for the paints. Before then moving on to putting them onto some clips and into some styrofoam, or simply just gluing them on a stick on areas that won't be shown or entirely hidden, or that's kind of the same as not being shown. Just strategically placing a little bit of glue, some super glue, maybe some super glue accelerator, just to speed up the process and just hold the parts in place while I'm painting them. You could also use some double-sided tape, but with a lot of these resin pieces I just prefer to glue them in temporarily on those areas that won't be seen after painting and assembly, just to hold them stronger to the part or the stick or the crocodile clip or whatever you want to do. And when using some plastic parts, then usually the double-sided tape is enough. Maybe on some bigger parts a little bit of glue will help, but some double-sided tape should do the trick most of the time. They were then moved into the spray booth to apply some primer. I'm just using some light gray primer from Splash. This is both suitable for plastic and resin, and in my experience it sticks to resin really well, so that's why I'm using it here. Now for the interior, I asked you in that last episode when I painted the exterior what color you would like to see. There were many options available, and I decided to go with a light gray and black combination. Mostly light gray for the seats and some inserts, and then black for all the other pieces. The inserts were painted first on those door panels that you can see there. The seats were painted at the same time, to then later mask them off and paint the black around it, and also some other accenting pieces for the trim pieces, etc. Now the gray that I'm using is basically just 90% white with 2 small drops of black in there, just to tone it down a little bit and not make it as white, but it looks pretty much exactly the same as the primer, at least on video. And maybe with some better lighting on it later on it will look a bit different. It's overall a little bit smoother than the primer and just gives a nice leathery feel. Before I started masking the parts off, I let them cure overnight, then carefully started applying the masking tape, cutting that around and masking the areas that I wanted to remain that light gray color before applying some black on top of the other areas. With a couple coats of the black now applied, I set those parts aside to cure for a little bit, and in the meantime I'm going to be moving on to adding some carpeting to the main interior base plate, or the floor, or just places that need some carpet. I applied a light coating of black spray paint from Tamiya. Then while that was still fully wet, I immediately put the flocking on top. So the black paint acts as a glue and also a base color for underneath the flocking, and then letting that cure a little bit, moving it upside down to remove the excess material, and then giving it another light coat of black to give it 2 coats, so to speak, of the flocking to get it fully covered. And then I can set that aside for a couple of hours to cure, and in the meantime move back to the interior pieces. In the meantime, the black on the door panels and the other parts has had enough time to cure, so I could move on to masking it off again for the final time, and this time around for the trim pieces to be painted in gunmetal. Now this was done on the door panels, both the front and the rear of course, some center console pieces for the radio and the other button things underneath it for the climate control I believe, and also some parts on the dashboard. A couple light dust coats of the gunmetal later, and the masking can carefully be removed. With pretty much all of the airbrushing now completed, I could move on to adding some details on the, I believe this is some of the climate control, the heated seats, etc. Unit. I'm going to be painting the buttons black, same for around the radio, some pieces on the dashboard, and also the vents on the dashboard. Now these are all supposed to be flat black, at least the vents and the dashboard itself, but I didn't want them to be exactly the same color, as usually the main dashboard piece has a bit of a texture to it, and then those vent pieces are just simply a plastic that is mainly smooth, so just doing that in a bit of a flat black with a brush gives it a bit of a different texture and not make it look all exactly the same. And then some silver details were added all around for a more luxurious feel around the interior. Not sure if this is actually done on the real cars as well, but I kind of like the look. And also, while I still had the silver on the brush, I'm going to be adding some parts and details around all of the buttons with just a light dab of the silver to sort of simulate some of the buttons and logos that might be on there. In the meantime, I'm also painting the gunmetal accent trim piece on the steering wheel. Now I didn't do this with the same paint, and I didn't mask it off and do it with an airbrush, as masking it off would take a lot of time, not really look a lot better, and just simply brushing it off is done in a matter of minutes, instead of just masking it off for a couple of hours and then painting it in 10 seconds and having the exact same finish. So it's just a pick and choose of which battles you want to fight. Now for the steering wheel, there sadly were no BMW emblems or decals in the kit or in the trans kit from USCP, so I simply just had to paint it on. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. Luckily for the gauges, there were a couple of options, so I just decided which ones I wanted most and put that one in place, and could then carefully start gluing it all together. And after a lot of glue and the final piece being put in place, this interior is now completed. And that's it for the interior. In the next episode, I will probably be looking at the chassis and finishing that up, and maybe also finishing off the entire build, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. And also don't forget to check out all of the links that I'm leaving in the video description.